Oh, that's why I'm all the way over here, by the way.
Pardon?
I'm farthest from the cute, that's why I'm all the way over here. I don't even get the table.
No.
So, no.
Yeah, you're in like a whole new zone. You got your own zone over there.
I mean, you know, it's an
you have your own zip code of cute.
It's an unbordered zone, you know. I mean,
Did they tell you to sit far away from us? Did they warn you?
They warned me about you specifically, saying that.
I believe that. I believe that. Not my first convention with Monkey.
They also told me that.
Great.
They also told me that you and in fact Faye have this like chemistry where if you guys sit around each other for too long, you may in fact explode. So I'm gonna have my take a blow up for me on that one.
You have no proof that
No one has any proof.
It's true.
Of
It sort of didn't happen kind of situation there, but yeah.
They are gone. So we're good.
Remember me.
Watch out.
Remember me. That's all I say. All right, but yes, once again, we are going to go ahead and just do again 30 minutes of interviews, and of course, if it starts looking like I'm running dry or they might be, we'll open it up to the floor to give you guys an opportunity to ask. First on our panel.
We're still talking.
No, it's fine. It's
What's
fine.
happening?
What's
What did you
that
say?
now?
We're absolutely paying attention.
We are paying attention.
See,
To each other.
You guys can pay attention to each other.
Okay, cool.
I can just talk louder into
Yeah.
the mic,
No
and they will
problem.
listen to me.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. See, no, you know my trick. Damn it.
Is this what we're all doing?
No, stop
Do you
it.
want the whole panel to be like this?
And gentlemen.
This is pleasant for you out there,
We are
isn't it?
going to blow the speakers.
The white zone is for loading and unloading only.
There's going to be an
There is
explosion
no
and
parking
actual
in a
fire.
white zone.
Damn it, I need to move my car. Hold on.
Please keep your
Oh.
hands and
Oh my goodness. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let's go ahead and get started. I will do small introductions here because basically I feel like you will get to know these wonderful people as the days go on, as this panel goes on, in fact. To my immediate right here, we have Mike McFarland, yes? Yes. There are a couple of really ace roles that he has on his belt. Some of the better known ones are, of course, Master Roshi and Yajirobe from DBZ. Lieutenant Gene Havoc from FMA. There is also Buggy the Clown, which is a pretty good one from One Piece.
Yes.
And other ones are from more recent ones is, I think his name is Mashirao, the tail guy.
Ojiro, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, parkour guy with giant tail. on My Hero Academia.
So from My Hero Academia, and then also Ritsu Soma from Fruits Basket. So that's a good one. So those are just a couple of the accreditations, but if you in fact look at his list, the list is freaking huge. In fact, the entire panel could be going over all of their accreditations for that thing. But moving on, we have to his immediate right, we have Faye Mata. Some of her lovely roles that she's done is for League of Legends players. They know her lovingly as Lulu. She has also done Aqua from Konosuba. Then she also has done Princess Meanie Pants from Shield Hero.
I don't no.
Sorry, Multi. That's the name. Multi. If you haven't seen Shield Hero, by the way, superb anime. However,
She's the worst.
I'm sorry.
We're done talking about her.
Okay. Go see it for yourself, but love her, ignore the character. Love her, not the character. It's oh no.
I'm not like her, I swear.
Someone
Evil.
has an opinion.
Horny.
She gives such dynamicism to it, though. Other ones are, in fact, you do the voice for, I believe it's Nico and DOA, yeah? Dead or Alive?
Yep.
And then also Rin from Love Live. So those are a couple other. Oh yeah. So yeah.
You're not gonna get responses from Faye. Just
gonna make noises.
It's just gonna be noises.
Just the anime grunts and the anime like squeeze and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's all the panel will be. People just ask questions that will in fact garner those responses.
And then you have to interpret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh my god, putting me on the spot there. Well, yes, you know, I did have breakfast, but I still am hungry. I did not actually eat eggs, though. That was the weird thing. Granola was my choice.
All right, just checking.
Yeah, see, so, no, yeah, we're fine.
Granola eggs are the worst.
Granola eggs.
Oh, that's
Don't you just love it when you take that first bite, just the crunch of the...
Oh, God. That's terrible.
I know, right?
That's what you just did for all of
Granola
us. That's terrible.
Wait, did you just crack an egg
Yeah,
and
you
then
cracked
like,
an egg and, yeah, it was
just
crunchy.
granola came out? It's like a Kinder egg of disappointment.
Disgusting. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Crunchiest omelet ever.
Oh my god, And Carrie.
Hello!
Carrie Keranen over here, ladies and gentlemen. Some well-known accreditations for her are you do the twins for Persona 5. That's
True story.
Yes, you do. Also, Kyurien Satsuki from Kill la Kill. That one is...
Yes, how official. Do her last name first. I love it. Yes, with a video game coming out.
Yes.
26? Yes.
We will get to that
Yes.
later. There is a what are you excited for question.
Oh my
later.
god. Oh my god.
I know you all have something lined up. I do. I know.
Now with more killing.
Yes.
Now with more kill a la kill. All right. And then there's also a wonderful classic accreditation to Misato from Neon Genesis, yes?
As of today, yes.
All right.
Yes,
Like
watching
everything else on
today.
Netflix, she did everything. Directed it.
Yeah, no, I was just about to, I was going to actually
Yeah,
bring that
Faye's
up.
like my agent. I didn't know if you knew that, but
Did you guys not
she's my
know?
PR agent.
Faye, you
Yes.
sit here and just lead this, it's fine.
Just so you know.
Again,
Just
not,
so you know.
again,
Just so
for
you know.
not for nothing, you'd be a much cuter host than I am, and I'm pretty sure more people would like to, again.
They're really cute.
Oh, thank you. Guys.
Aww.
hold on.
You're doing a great job. We're just terrible. We're just
Exploding.
terrible.
No,
We're like
okay,
a herd
so
of cats. We're like
I
a herd
have
of cats.
I have to
It's like-
explain at another con that our Greg Fennell runs here. It's Saboten. I was actually doing the hosting for Senpai Chit Chat, and I had 9 VAs on
Oh
stage.
God.
That was
Dear Lord.
very hard to wrangle.
Dear Lord.
You're so patient.
Yeah.
It's true, Carrie wasn't there. So
True story. True story. True story.
Let me assemble these 25 cats
I
and put them in one place.
I can't really make any arguments because like so much of, I've done several conventions with the staff, and so they all like have had their own experience with me, and like all the stories are true. So like I can't really argue here. So
you know those horror stories? These are like horror facts.
yeah.
But you know, that aside, it is a pleasure to have all of you on the panel today. I am so happy to have this opportunity, as well as I love that we have a number of guests that are probably going to enjoy this as well. I'm assuming, right, guys?
Yeah.
We'll see, right? We'll
There-
see, right?
You know, it's what 3:30. They just woke up. It's fine. I understand. Con kids. All right.
And thank you for having us.
Yes.
We
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thank you.
Of course. Again, love having all our guests here, and it's great that you guys can take time out for us. Definitely, little slice of heat hell Tucson, but you know. So I guess we'll start a couple things off. One thing that I would like to do is I have a lovely question that I like asking to you guys because it's something that I hope you don't get asked too often.
Okay.
Okay.
And
If this panel's gonna be full of questions that we don't get asked often, that's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Do you
And
want us to rate you?
you can. I honestly.
Okay, so it's like what is like 10 like super common and 1 is not common, or vice versa?
We should rate
Let's do vice versa. Like
Huh?
10 being the highest awarded or least asked.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, like so, the more common it is, the lower the number.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
more rare it is, the higher.
The higher.
Okay, so a
Very
10 is.
Wow, you really did
Yeah.
not know
10 is
this
very
would
high.
happen to you. Okay, let's go.
Honestly, you were throwing numbers at an Asian. My math brain was going
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it was really. Sorry, I got a little distracted.
So I like it.
So
Low
Faye
numbers,
can probably.
common,
Faye can
high
probably.
numbers, rare. Yes,
no.
let's do this.
All right, so a question that I feel doesn't get asked often enough to
See,
some of our
he
guest
changes
panelists is, in fact, why don't you, in fact, just go ahead and start us off, and can you please tell us something about you that the audience would not know?
Would not know. Well, 5.
Yeah, because that's the middle ground of like, I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Something you would not know.
Let's see. I'll start.
Yeah.
I have had musical improv training with Wayne Brady.
Awesome.
Sing us a song. Someone give us a beat.
Where's Laura Hall, Linda Taylor?
Yeah, I've had a lot of improv training over the years from different people, but since he has all the media talk shows and all that kind of stuff, he's a neat one to throw out there.
Yeah.
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 There was a festival in the late 90s when only some of you were born. And a big improv festival lasted a week, and he had a song workshop. So I took that.
So did you go by like genre? What did he do? What did you do?
It was like suggestions on how to approach things when you're making up music as far as melody and lyrics and things like that. And then it was a whole bunch of like, we're going to do it in this style, we're going to do it in this style, and this style. So you just keep doing it over and over again. So I got to do like a back and forth with him that I had fun with because he would throw the underhand pitch and I would hit it, and then he would throw the underhand pitch and I would hit it.
You
I'm like,
sang
I'm
a duet
so
with
good.
Wayne Brady?
What's that?
You sang a duet with Wayne Brady?
I did.
Where is that bragging right on your MDB?
I'm getting his autograph.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we move right on.
Something that I'm not actually super public about. So people know about my voiceover and some of my gaming history, but something I don't often talk about is I worked in the tech industry for a while as a product manager, and I'm highly supportive of young women or underrepresented groups learning how to code to be the engineers of tomorrow.
Yay.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
All right.
I used to teach Korean style yoga for 12 years, and I actively trade in the stock market.
Wow.
What?
Any hot tips?
I know how to play the game.
I inactively trade in the stock market. Like, I'll pick these 4 and then I'll watch them for a year.
I pay robots to do it.
Those
No,
are
actually.
yeah, those are other
I'm
ways.
kidding.
Those are many ways. Trading in the stock market is like martial arts. There are many different styles
Sure.
depending on your temperament and your approach.
My way is wrong, just so you know.
My
It is wrong.
Yeah,
My
buy
way
the
is
thing.
awesome.
Suggestion. Great suggestion.
my way is awesome. Just so you know.
Mine is like, that looks neat, buy some. Stay with it no matter what. That's the bad part. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't do that with everything.
We'll talk.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't do
talk.
that with everything. But just like a couple of these accounts, I'm like, nah, I'll hang out. Oh, you're worth
This
18
panel.
cents a share now? That was a good buy. As in, goodbye, money.
Goodbye.
I would need money to actually invest in stocks.
What about you?
So that's a separate- Me? Do
Yeah.
I invest in stocks?
No, I mean, what's
gonna-
Something we don't know about you.
Yeah.
you?
Well,
I mean, I don't know anything about
back
you.
when I was a young girl,
So.
it was actually a really hard time in my life.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not actually
And I was.
a young girl. Something that you guys don't know about me. Hell, I'm not here to be put on the spot. Look, I am 100% Japanese, and yet this accent is actually real.
Yeah.
So it's a really weird story about that. Sorry, I'll explain it just a little bit because she looks confused as all hell.
No, I'm just staring, I'm listening. I'm telling you.
Retentive.
Basically, when I was growing up, I watched a ton of British television, and I picked up an accent there. But if I really try very hard, I can lose the accent and go into American mode.
I am not
Well, that's
regional American.
That is because I was taught to speak in a very lazy version of English, I guess. But yeah, so one of the things too is that the accent comes and goes because it's based upon my energy and tiredness. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I do that, but I don't really call it an accent. I call it being lazy and tired.
Some would also qualify it as speech impediment for me, so yeah. But yeah, that's something
Couldn't
that...
even tell.
Oh, well good. Did anyone notice? They're like Asian, British accent. Okay, whatever. Alright. Alright, so since we're going on the idea of creative questions, I do have one that I will throw to you as a curveball.
Cool, we're still going to judge it 1 to 10.
Okay, being judged is something that happens a lot to me, trust me. So,
I think we should ask the question, and then we'll look at each other. We'll go 1,
2, 3.
and then we'll yell the number.
I
Okay.
got you.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're ready.
I feel this may go poorly, but, you know,
The only one way to find out.
it's true. Okay, so, please, can you tell the audience and the reason why you have the background of your cell phone? What is on the background of your cell phone?
Okay. Oh.
3.
Oh, it's opposite.
I was like, Faye, please. Please.
I ask that all the time.
Yeah, because no one's around. Yeah.
No one's ever asked that you've got an 8? What the hell's gonna get a 10?
I don't
Something that's
know.
never been asked that I also would have never thought of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you thought of this question?
No.
No, but that question has been thought of before.
Well, I mean, every question's been thought of before by the guy asking the question.
No. I'm just kidding.
Well, you got like a very tough judge over here.
Yeah.
A
I'm the Simon Cowell of this
judge in the middle.
But I understand now. And I can answer it.
Yeah, I got my answer.
Okay.
So now yours. 1, 2, 3.
Can I answer?
Yeah, you got it.
And your number.
Or 2.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. A 9. Oh,
That's a good grade.
yeah, that does sound good. That's a 27, right? Average of
Out of 30?
No, that 18, 26. There we go. That was so close.
I was just going with it. Yeah, 20 something.
I have Ari from League of Legends, the KDA version.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous.
Faye, can you explain the reason why you chose that one, other than the fact that it's gorgeous? Is there any other particular reason? Is she a favorite character of yours?
Yeah, I really like Ari from League of Legends, and if you haven't seen the pop star music video, it's super cool. It's basically one of my favorite video games mixed with some actual K-pop idols coming together, and it's like a mix of K-pop idols and some Western artists making a unique song for a video game, and it's just really pretty, really well done, like animated. Check it out.
Nice.
And I just like it.
It is actually a very fantastic music video,
Oh, and I
especially
stand.
if you're also a fan of the game. It's really just cool to watch too. But
She has so much power.
The first one is just blue specs, comes with the phone.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the other one is a picture of my girlfriend doing this.
And why would you want to look at your girlfriend?
Because I love her. She's very sweet.
Well, now I have to follow
I didn't
girlfriend.
think about the second one.
What's your second one? Oh, I have on my photo is a picture of Wonder Woman from the movie, and I took this at the ArcLight the night that we went to see Wonder Woman, and there was a group of about 100 female voiceover artists in
I
LA.
remember seeing folks
Several
about
of whom had voiced Wonder Woman in some form or another, and we all went on the same night together, opening night, to
Was
see
it good?
Yeah,
I love that movie.
yeah. What?
I love that movie.
Okay, then why don't you just ask what is it? Was it good?
Like, did you like it?
Yeah, oh yes, yes. Well, you could have said, do you like it? Well,
Well,
was
like,
it good?
here's some food.
If you
Was it
ask,
good?
was it good? It seems like they didn't see it, right? Yeah, right?
you just didn't
I'm
want.
right.
I don't think you just
Myself.
wanted to be caught in the awkward phrasing of "Was it good for you?"
I mean, it was good for me.
Right.
It was great
See?
for me.
No, okay.
I did. I saw it, watching
Yeah.
it several times. It's amazing. It's amazing to see yourself represented.
I saw it twice in the theater. I loved it very much. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, that was a good question. I'm not
It
sure.
was.
If
Good
again,
grade.
I'm not
What's
sure.
your second photo? I have a second photo too.
Oh, okay.
My second photo is this is a photo of one of my favorite places to stay in Italy. It's in Ferrara, and which is this tiny little ancient town that still has like a wall and everything. And it just as I snapped the photo, like a bird flew through, and you're like, "Come on!
Oh, cool.
Come on! There's a bird in it!"
That's a big
So
bird.
it's a large bird.
I like
And
a
it's right
tiger.
along the wall, and just to the right of this picture is where the executioner's house is, because back in the day, they would go in the dungeon, and I went into the castle, I looked around, and you can go down into the dungeon, but like one of them, you have to like crouch to get in, and it's like super, I was like, oh no, get me out, and there's another one where like if you have to just like lay down, you can't even stand up in. And I was like, it's like horrifying. But they used to, and then there's like the one above ground. This is like a little bit more humane for like people who were aristocrats but arrested. I don't really understand. But there was like this big long street that went straight to the executioner's house. It was right on the river. And so if they decided, if they were like, treat whatever, and they wanted to kill you, they were like, you're done, and they would walk you. And the guy, I don't know what they're called, ruler, whatever the ruler was at the time, would then watch as you like walked, as they took you down the street all the way to the river, to the executioner's house, and they'd take you to the edge, and they'd chop off your head, and then dump the body in the river, and down it would go.
And that's your background.
And that's my background, right next
So sweet.
very beautiful running path now. It's very beautiful.
So where is this nightmare place that we should probably not visit?
Listen, pretty much everywhere all over England is where all this stuff used to. That's how justice used to be
You're really
done.
not wrong. Yes, that's
I'm really not wrong.
There's a very dark history with it.
Yes, but this is in Italy, northern Italy.
Oh, yeah. True.
What was your second? Okay. Oh gosh.
You're gonna get through 3 questions in the entire panel.
Okay, so my second one, it's kind of weedy, but it's Furious from Atelier Furious. I always wanted to voice a lead in a JRPG, and then I finally did it in like 2016. And that's this character, Furious. Yeah, and she's all like, her whole story is, thank you. Her whole story is like, she was trapped inside a rock city, and all she dreamed of was to like explore the world. And so she's like super naive that she gets to explore the world, and it's kind of like an open world game, so you explore and she learns as she goes and creates things with other things she finds in the world. So it's very like,
That's adorable.
what do you call it? Like, just like, it's like, that's me, not knowing what I'm doing, but exploring the world.
You have a very
And
strong
building things
connection.
from things I find.
Yeah.
But you
Like
like,
to create.
are you saying that like it feels like very like meta for you?
Yeah,
Or,
meta. Meta's
yes.
a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I was gonna say just like,
But
very...
I just like the art, that's the only reason. It's really great.
Yeah, I have screensavers of my characters and other characters, and that are just awesome. Photos. The art's amazing. Anime brings us a lot of beautiful art.
You guys, I like art.
I like art. Art's pretty.
You guys, you know what's good?
What?
Art. It's so good.
Like, are you okay?
I'm great.
Okay, cool.
I've been up for hours.
Yeah, you seem like it.
Yep.
I know the feeling, definitely so. But even actually, now that you bring up art, that can actually go into the next question.
Ooh, we threw a segue. Look at that.
So another question that I feel is actually something that may or may not take a little more explanation, but that's actually a good thing because it will give the people at least information that they'd like to hear, I hope. But what it is that you, as talents, have in fact given the audience many gifts. You've given them voices, you've given them characters, you've given them life to creations from other people. And I believe that's a wonderful gift. One of the questions I have though is, has there been somebody within your fandoms or your fan base that has given you something that has left a lasting mark? Oh. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Okay, 8.
I was gonna say 9, so that's it.
9, 8, okay. 1 point less, I'm doing worse, but hey, I'm still up there.
889 versus, what was it?
998.
998?
998, yeah, no.
Well, you're slipping.
It's just because, you know,
I feel like it's always a good idea on like a host, on a panel that's like being hosted to like become, like find ways to be hostile towards the host. You know what I mean? I feel like that really helps,
Yeah.
right?
honestly,
like,
it's
you're
open.
slipping.
It's a good
honestly open
It's like
season
energy
over
in the
here.
room, right? You're
I
like,
would
"What?"
never do that.
Like, honestly, it's open season. For the last Latin Con, they had me actually sing really bad Asian karaoke.
Okay.
Are you gonna do it in this panel?
And
Okay. A lot
I
of
mean-
singing opportunities are showing up in this panel, and no one's
It's
going
very
for them.
true.
It's totally
I
fine
mean-
now. It's totally fine now. I got it.
I mean,
What was the question? A gift. Got it.
Gift.
have you in fact received a gift from somebody, one of your fans or something that has, again, left a lasting impression on you? When I make you think this much? And
Well-
I still only get an 8.
Well, that's a hard. It's a hard question to answer because, like, are you saying that we should like qualify the gifts that we receive?
No,
like,
not at all.
I'm not saying you're saying that, but like, it's hard to be like, is there one that given us? You're like, well, I mean, I can think of a lot of like gifts I've gotten from fans. I mean, the fact that like a fan would give me a gift anyway is amazing.
Super nice.
The fact that I have a fan that can make a thing to then give to me, like all parts of that is amazing.
That's super cool.
To me,
Yeah.
right?
For
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm always really amazed at like, almost all of my fans have talents that I do not have. Like I don't draw, I can't paint, like I don't like do any of those things. So like them just making something is like already awesome.
Definitely.
But I will call out someone in this room because I am a huge fan of board games and Betrayal at the House on the Hill. And I had some buddies that we were playing Betrayal on, and he made and Betrayal, like when you set up a haunt, like the end of the game is always different because you set up a haunt and what haunt is it, and then you play that back half of the game. And he actually created a haunt.
I still have to finish that for you. I'm sorry.
He created like another haunt for a game that I love.
Like a custom
That's pretty
made
dope.
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like he made up his
fantastic.
own haunt.
And then he also just apologized, like, I'm sorry I didn't give you the good enough gift yet.
I know, right? And then he's like, this is so typical, right?
I'm sorry.
So,
I mean, isn't that kind of like the artist thing where you don't...
so we've had this ongoing conversation about this game for like 2 years. So
That's very cool of you, though.
yeah. But then like someone once made me they made a thing and it was like a 3D paper. It was for Mami from Madoka, and it was like a 3D paper thing. Okay, it's like a oh god, that thing where it's like different layers, but it's in a box and it's like what's it called?
Oh, the Matryoshka?
That is a Russian nesting doll.
No,
Right.
it's like a diorama. It's like a diorama, but it's like
It's
but
cut
like
out in different
metal.
layers, and they're
Yeah.
placed in a 3D. So
Yes.
you actually have a depth of field.
Oh yes, it's like that. And I was like, dope. I've never seen anything like that, and I was like, holy. And I was like signing it, and then they had one for me. They like had some for me to sign for them.
Here's
but they
yours.
Gave me one.
Yeah.
And I was
that's
like,
awesome.
what? I don't even understand how you made this. And I think that's like the neatest thing.
Okay.
Like when I'm like, someone handed me a doll that they made of Satsuki, like in the hallway, they were passing me like, oh, I made this for you. And I was like, it's a doll. I was like, what the? You made a doll?
A doll
insane.
I know
That's
what
awesome.
I'm saying. Of Satsuki Kiryu.
Oh, okay.
She sits on the couch in my bedroom and judges me. Partially, every
I'm
morning.
like, as she does. Like,
As all dolls do.
Seems very in character for her.
So,
Very Annabelle of her. It's very Annabelle of her.
oh, I thought you said she got a handheld of her, and I was like, no, what? Why?
No, but that's a good
Like, I was like,
mishearing
oh,
of
what? No, it was a terrible idea.
Okay, so gifts that left a lasting impression on me. So you specifically said lasting impressions, so.
Yep, true.
So, like what Carrie said, every time someone makes anything for me, I'm so flattered at all. It's amazing. But some of the most, okay, this is not an invitation to do this stuff, but I'm gonna tell you some of the weirdest stuff, okay? Because they
Well,
left
that's like-
lasting impressions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Get along.
So one. Okay. It's not really. It's just that they found my address and then they sent these nice. It was actually a nice gift of like a bunch of glossy prints of Lulu from League of Legends in different costumes for me to sign, and it was a very lovely note that was like, "Hey, big fan." It was just like a really beautiful note. And then it was like, please sign it and send it back to me. And I was so torn because it was such a sweet gift, but part of me was like, if I do this, then I confirm that you found my address. And that's not public information anywhere, and I wasn't sure what to do.
Oh, interesting conundrum, yes.
Yeah, because it was actually, so that was one of the weird ones. It was just like the fact that it was very difficult. Like, I didn't know what to do. So unfortunately, I didn't actually respond because I didn't want to confirm that was my address. I also had a roommate. Don't want to make things weird.
There wasn't a follow-up letter like 4 days later, like, hey, I saw you open. No
you noticed me, senpai. Notice me more.
Here is a picture of you opening it.
I received.
Way to creep it out, Mike.
I received cupcakes. So in League of Legends, Lulu turns people into cupcakes as one of her costumes. So they're like jumping around and they're like, oh no, you shouldn't eat that because it's a person. So I got a bunch of cupcakes and I thought it was awesome, but also it's weird to receive food because, I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid, but I was like, I don't know if I should like eat the...
It's not safe to receive food.
It's not, so...
No matter how nice
so
it is,
as sweet as that is, please don't do that.
Yeah.
And then the last gift I'll mention is someone created a wiki feet profile for me, which is basically like a website. Oh god, you're gonna go there now. It's a website.
It's the feet thing.
It's just like a foot fetish website where they took pictures and cropped it down to my feet, and it's just a bunch of feet, and then you rate the feet.
I have heard of this site.
Wait, what did your feet get rated though?
It's the same way that we do
5 out
stuff
of
like
5,
3
so
nights.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. 4.5 out of 5.
And it was like, beautiful feet. I was like, cool.
It's almost a complete flip. All right.
Those is some good feats.
Send. Thanks,
I would
Simone.
gush about like all those wonderful gifts, but I just wanted to mention some weird ones.
No, and that's actually...
As a cautionary tale of what not to do.
Yeah, no, I also find that answer to be absolutely fantastic, because again, it is something that has, like, once again, left a lasting impression.
True,
For sure.
true.
Maybe
for
not
sure,
a better
for
one,
sure.
but, you know, at least it's an impression.
Yeah.
That's good. Saying off the top answer, it's nice to receive anything, and it's nice that anyone cares enough to do that for you as a thank you for something that you have done just by doing what you were hired to do and do your job.
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, and thank everyone out there who does stuff like that, because it feels crazy, awesome, nice. It's above and beyond Call of Duty for anything. So thank you.
I have a little shrine.
As far as like
That doesn't surprise
physical, tangible things, I once received, and I didn't even know it existed. So, and I still have it. As far as like, I still have it out, is what I mean. Like, it's not stored away with like a bunch of my nice things, drawings and stuff that I received. It was a rubber.
Baby buggy bumper.
Yes. Except that this baby bumper looked like Master Roshi's face, and it goes over the top of a Kleenex box, and you pull the tissue out from one of his nostrils.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Isn't it cool?
That is so good.
Yeah, I can't like have it sitting out in the guest room because it'd be like, hey, look at that! But like, you know, I do have it out like for winter time, you know, when Kleenex season happens.
Yeah, Kleenex season.
Kleenex season.
Yes.
Or tissue season, because Kleenex is a brand, and I will not be mined like that.
Yes, tissue
Kleenex
season.
is a brand. It's a tissue.
Tissue season.
Right. Just like not all sodas are Cokes.
Right.
Some people say that. I'll have a Coke. What kind of Coke you want? A Dr. Pepper. That's not a Coke, bro.
Yeah, that confuses me.
Yeah. What kind of Coke you got? Coke and Diet Coke. You don't have Fanta? Orange? That's not Coke. But
It's not even a cola.
it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's a soda.
Low grade. 0. Double goose. But and I've been fortunate enough to have conversations like this, maybe like 5-6 times over years, and I won't go into super detail about it, but the gifts that I like receiving so much are when someone comes up face to face and shares their heart with me and shares something of themselves and explains that something that I worked on or that I did or the way that I approached a character helps them out in a very hard part of their life, and that it meant a lot to them. And hearing, I mean, I get a little broken up thinking about it.
That's the greatest gift.
That's the greatest gift, is when someone like says, thank you so much for having a super positive impact on my life, especially during a part of it that was really difficult. So that's the gift.
That is a good
But the Master Roshi thing is pretty cool.
Helping people's quality of life, Master Roshi Kleenex thing.
It's, Legos.
Got Legos. Are you a fan of Legos?
I have a Lego character. Her name is Emma.
Oh.
Lego Friends.
Nice.
And someone just bought me like all her sets, and it was amazing.
That is amazing.
I still have to build them though.
Just carve some time out. Take some you time for Lego time.
Well, you know that feeling when you get a box and the box is really pretty, but you don't know if you want to open it.
Yeah.
But also, you're supposed to build it and see it in all its glory. Anyway.
Yeah.
Christine Mercamanos is so good at wrapping gifts that like I sometimes will wait like 2 months to open it because I just leave the gift on my desk because it's so pretty until she gets mad at me and it's like open the gift.
Is it like
oh, sorry.
Is it like perfectly taped with
Well,
like
it's
frills
just
and like
beautiful.
wonderful twine?
It's beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful.
See, if she's that good at it, she needs, and this is just my opinion, if she's that good at it and you don't want to open it because it's so beautiful, I've seen people go
She
that
should
extra
wrap me
step.
something empty.
Well, wrap it in a thing where, where you individually wrap the box and the lid, where you can just
Right,
lift
take
the
the
lid
lid
off
off,
and it's
yes.
still wrapped.
Yes.
That's
Very
the key.
I should
move.
text her that.
Yes.
So that she'll know.
That's the checkmate move. I prefer, when you give me gifts in the future, this is how I prefer to give you.
Just so we're clear,
Yeah.
when you give me the gifts,
guidelines.
I know you probably have one wrapped right now. Please don't do it that way. Wrap it this way.
unwrap it, rewrap
Thanks in
it.
advance.
All right. Well, that is in fact some questions that I had. Again, we did get through a small list of them. I'm going to save a couple for the next days because I have you for 2 more days.
That's right.
That's right.
Is it the same lineup every time? Is it us three or is it like varying?
Correct. It is in fact the same lineup.
Woo!
Yep.
Excellent.
You are trapped in here with
order
me.
or something.
Yeah, we'll sit in
Yeah, we
different
can, different order.
Yeah, that's gonna confuse me. Like,
We'll throw
A is gonna be
everyone off.
first. I'll be like, and to my immediate right is.
Now who's who?
It is not Mike.
I can't tell. They've switched up on me. But
When I sit in Mike's chair, I'll answer for Mike. And then when she sits in my chair, she answers for me. We'll just,
this is gonna be a wonderful challenge for
It
you.
is going to be
realistically.
super confusing
next
to whoever
introduction.
comes tomorrow. That's going to be super
When he
confusing.
starts the introductions, I can sit here and he's like, and next, and then we'll all shift, and then I'll be next.
Yeah. And I'd like to introduce
Always be next.
Mike McFarland, and then next in our list is Mike McFarland.
He's everywhere.
He's
and
So speedy. All right.
So talented.
Exactly. A man of many talents, including
I love how we're
being
spending,
omnipresent.
the panel discussing how to deconstruct the panel.
You know, again, like I said, it's open season. I'm trying to make this thing derail as big as possible,
Okay, cool.
and it's my job to make sure that I just follow along for the ride because it's fun.
There's a map on here.
Yeah, there is. Have you guys gotten situated with the con yet?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Good. All right. Has anything very interesting happened? Like something that was, oh, that was weird, or that was really freaking cool. Not yet.
It's really early in the con, but I did purchase a Bulbasaur. So that was cool. Or a Bulbasaur, depending on how you'd like to say dinosaur.
In what form? Like a plushie?
A little plushie that was about this big.
Aww.
It's my lady's favorite.
I was gonna ask.
Not for me.
It's a girlfriend.
Was it a official item?
Official.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's her favorite starter. I know anything I know about Pokemon, I've learned in the past couple of years, and it's all from her. Otherwise, I was like, yes, Pokemon exists, and I worked on it one time. That's all I knew about Pokemon.
Well, that's next question coming up. Just letting you know, so be ready. But
What's the current question?
current question is actually again, has anything
right,
super
right.
interesting happened?
Oh yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah.
Just bought something.
Bought
How
it.
weird is that?
How weird. Well,
So
I had my
unnatural.
panel earlier today, and
Your solo panel?
yeah.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Excellent.
Just seriously, thank you if you were there. Like everybody that was there was awesome. We went. I wish we had more time actually because we were still chatting. Went deep.
Hashtag deep.
And then I saw an Astolfo in the dealer's hall, like right there, and I was like, we just like stared at each other. Then I walked by. I was like,
It's one of those
So
moments,
you didn't
right?
start a fight?
No, didn't start.
This time?
It's early in the con. It's early.
Exactly. It's only Friday. You know, we got time.
If you do want to start a fight,
Oh God.
if you go into the dealer's room, in the back left-hand corner, there is a table with nothing but giant swords. And they're not like, hey, that's a plastic sword. Like, no. It is a big old metal sword.
Oh.
And they vary in price from to ooh. And that's where battles should start.
To the death.
Yes.
Right.
Sword.
Wow. Okay.
Sword.
Wow.
I'm going to
Wow.
say I might have read somewhere in the rules of the con gladiatorial death combat is off the list, but good suggestion.
Something.
after
Buy the
hours.
swords anyway.
Yes.
After hours.
Just please, as a suggestion,
Generally speaking, don't murder anyone.
yeah, don't commit
Yeah,
murder.
I got it.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Do a murder.
Like
It's
it
a
really
wrong kind of
freaking hurts
headline, wrong
one
kind of
person at
headline.
least.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
My very first convention with McFarland was probably a little over 2 years ago, and it was, I don't remember where it was, but where the hotel had like a woods behind it and had like a little trail. So then I made my liaison go on. I was like, I want to go on a hike. So it was kind of, I was like, oh my God, there's like snow on the ground. I've been in LA for so long. I want to go on a hike. So I made him go on the hike, and then I took a bunch of staff members with me. Yes, a bunch of staff members. We all went. I was like, we're going on a hike, guys. Whoever wants to hike, be here. So we spent. It wasn't really a hike. It was a nice walk in the woods. But when we were out there, I heard a story about a guy bringing back a big log once because he's super strong or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna bring back a log. So I grabbed a stick, and then and my liaison also grabbed a stick.
Yeah.
And so we brought them back. And then I dressed my stick up in a shirt, and then put a badge on it and called it Greg. And put it behind like the check-in or whatever. And as I was doing it, Greg showed up and he caught me doing it, and I thought that was funny. But so my liaison then like legit, we made a joke about him like keeping it and getting it signed. But he did. He like stayed up and he like carved it and he got all the bark off and he smoothed it out and then like brought it to my autograph session the next morning, and I signed his stick, right? So. Then I do like a couple more conventions, I see him, and then he's like, bye-bye, moving to Pittsburgh, and then he leaves. But then he comes back, and then it turns out he's back in Arizona, and right before this panel, I ran it. They were like, oh, we have to talk, someone wants to talk to you, and I was like, what? And they had the stick, and now this log has like all these signatures on it because he's been taking this log to all the conventions and getting people to sign it ever since it started. So I signed the log again.
Yay! Everyone loves the log.
Everyone loves the log.
All right.
But every time I signed it, I credited a different character. So he was also my first Misato signature.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
When you say log versus stick, what size are we talking here?
I mean, it's like this, and it's like he cut it down. He cut it down now.
Okay.
It's a decent branch. Let's call it a branch.
Is it
A section of a
Does
branch.
he have it? Is he here?
Yeah, he has. He's not in this room,
Oh, okay.
but he has it here.
Is the circumference the same as like one of those little like store-bought like starter-up fire log things, like the
Something like that. Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
like as large around as a soda
Maybe
can.
bigger than
little-
that. Yeah, and it's like this.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's a hefty log.
Yeah.
Okay.
The branch. But we like to call it a log because it started with the whole
Logs is
log
more
thing.
fun.
Because I'm very competitive, so I heard a story about a guy bringing a log back, and I was like, well, I'm bringing something back.
I understand completely.
I'm back very easily.
This large part of tree. I brought back tree.
That'll be the
They're
next,
like, you're not
that'll
really
be the
going to
next
carry
time.
that all the way back. I was like, yeah, I am. I found my own.
I too can
I got
find
a log
log.
too. Yeah, really. It's like a 12-year-old. I know.
All right. Well, that is
I
interesting.
grew up with a brother in a neighborhood full of boys. You know, that's the way they do.
That's what
It's
happens.
very competitive.
Are you all, in fact, from bigger families, smaller families? Like, in that question?
Fairly big family. Yeah, for me.
5.
I was
I'm guessing.
I was gonna say,
I'm just guessing.
by definition, a big family normally tends to be over
7.
at least like 5
7.
people.
See, I'm counting extended family and uncles, and are you talking about just the core family?
No, we're talking about your entire ancestorship.
Yeah. I need you to pull up. I mean, I'm gonna need you to pull up your 20
everyone
all the cousins
since
that
the
are wives
beginning.
too.
They bring a tree to a con.
Okay, we'll start simple then. Siblings.
Siblings. One blood sibling, several step siblings.
Okay.
And by several, I mean more than 6 or 7. There's a lot, and I would have to sit down and have a piece of paper and write it all down to think about it. Okay. I can't think of everyone right this second.
We will not make you.
There's a lot.
Okay. Faye?
I have 3 younger siblings.
Younger siblings?
Yeah.
All right.
And a fairly large tree.
Mm-hmm.
We're a Catholic family. Well, I won't get into that.
That can be probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just had 2 siblings, boy and a girl.
Older, younger,
Older.
middle? Both older? So you're the youngest? All right. Excellent. Well done. So,
Good job on being born last.
for the question, really? 6, huh? I thought that was actually a pretty low one. You don't get asked about your families a lot, I guess?
I'm going to throw out a 4 for that one.
Yeah, same.
Like this. Or like this.
But I mean, then again, it wasn't like an official question.
Yeah.
It sort of like came out of the moment.
It was like Aladdin's first wish to get out of the cave. It's not a real
Yeah.
It
wish.
was a freebie. Okay, sure. I'll take that. No, I will take that.
But you can drop your lowest score.
Okay. Drop my lowest score. Well, that's it, right
Lowest
there.
question,
That
you
one.
get to drop it.
Yeah, that's the one that's the curve.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we could just go for the classic one. Who's your favorite character ever? Really? Is that one that you don't get asked a lot?
Oh my god, that's like a 0. That's like a 1.
Exactly,
That's like
right?
every-
See, so like,
That's like every.
there's obviously like those list of questions that I know that you get asked a whole bunch, and I get it's just taxing, and I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I'm trying my best.
Taxing, especially if they're our favorite.
Yeah, and when I was working in retail, and I'm not sure how many of you have done that or have watched the same training video thing that I had. There was a training video for that very sort of thing, you know, because customers come up all the time and ask the same sort of things. And it was a video about the Pike's Place fish market. Have you guys seen this video?
Like in Seattle?
Yeah, in Seattle.
Yeah.
So they are very entertaining, and they'll throw fish across the room, and someone will catch it like like they're playing a baseball game with fish. They're already dead. They're ready to eat, so they're not hurting them. They're already hurt as much as they can be hurt. But they go into this long thing about like people come up and ask the same questions every time, and they have to remember that each person is asking that question to them for the first time. So each time you hear it, it is the first time for one person involved, and you have to treat it like it's the first time for everything. So it can't just be like, oh, I've heard this question over and over and over and over again, because this person obviously has never heard the answer.
Yeah.
So you got to be
People
cool
even
about that.
show up.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair. All right then.
that's what I learned in my training video.
All intelligent.
Sorry, my agent called twice and I'm getting text from
Yeah.
my job.
I'm getting a bunch of texts and I'm trying to like just.
Sorry, I apologize. I
Yes,
apologize. I
but
apologize. I
free
apologize. I apologize. Oh my
Sorry,
God.
sorry.
Jesus Christ.
We could do the phone stacking.
Sorry. No. Got it.
First
Got it,
person
I'm
touch
done.
phone pays for dinner.
Yeah,
Good one.
it is a good one.
Wait, I'm already.
Man,
Well, I
it's
don't
tough.
normally have it out, but I'm
Well, it's fine. I mean, I even actually, I incurred it earlier with the cell phone.
This is still technically workday for another 30 minutes. Okay,
Right.
cool.
For another 30 minutes. That's it? Oh.
Oh, you're signing up.
No, I'm just saying, like,
For LA time.
like my current jobs, like they're still, like, today is still workday for them, so like, hey, but you know what I mean?
all right.
Like, I'm on I took the day off from a project I'm directing, and so I'm getting questions
thing.
for that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I apologize.
again, it's
But some of
fine.
them are timely, and my agent called twice. Okay, how's
Yeah.
it? When they call back to back, you get nervous. Okay, here you
It's
go.
fair. No, it's all right.
Got it.
All right.
I'm here. I'm with you.
Focus,
I'm here. I'm
right?
with you. Huh?
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. No.
That's right.
You
Okay,
did.
I need you to focus on me
Yep.
and both of them at
Sure.
the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just creepily staring at Faye. Why is she being punished?
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, so I
Back to
think
you.
I think that I'm going to kind of relinquish it to the audience in case anybody has a burning
yeah.
question.
No, burning question.
Oh my god. Would you, in fact, any one of you like to choose? on this,
Team
or-
Rocket.
Team Rocket.
My one question is for the VH Senpais, what is your word of wisdom for upcoming VH?
The worst wisdom?
Worst wisdom?
Words of wisdom.
Oh,
Words of wisdom.
Okay.
I thought you said worst. I was
We all
like-
heard the
I
same
was
thing.
like, well,
We had a
label your
previous
files.
conversation about don't murder. That's one of your worst wisdom.
It's really bad for everyone
not-
involved.
Don't kill anyone.
Yeah, just don't kill people. That's a pretty.
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
Before getting into voice acting?
Or no, for upcoming VAs, like what words of wisdom for
okay.
like new in the field or new in the
Yeah.
career, new in the like with the whole wide world ahead of you.
I kind of answered earlier in my panel, but I know some of these guys were there, and that's again, once again, circles back to that first time question thing that I was just talking about. Fish, eat fish. Study acting. Here's the thing. Because a lot of folks want to go straight to voice acting workshop and microphone technique and stuff like that. That should be like 4th, 5th, 6th thing that you do. So acting and voice diction, and I mentioned improv earlier, I'm going to mention it again, improv, because improv forces you to make quick decisions about characters and about the way they talk and about the way they approach the world, and you're going to be asked to do that in your voice acting career, especially if they're like, hey, I've hired you for 2 hours to do rando villagers in this game, and you have to make up all this yourself. So it's going to come up big time. And then once you have that sort of background for a couple of years, then voice acting workshops and microphone techniques and stuff like that. That's all specialization type thing. Get all the core stuff. Core stuff is important.
Yeah, absolutely. I echo what he said. Very practical, great advice. I would add to that, especially by the time you start doing improv and stuff, go just do things in life. Experience anything. Imitate stuff, or like, I don't know, go travel somewhere and do things you're afraid of doing, like, oh, you don't go to clubs or something, like, maybe just go even if you're scared for once, just to know what that's like, because on the job you might be asked to improv a character like that, and if you have no idea what it's like, then, it's just more believable, more real if you have some form of reference that is completely your own. So my advice is just do life.
Experience things.
Experience things.
Yeah.
Eat foods and try stuff.
Yeah. Try weird food on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Good words of
weird
wisdom.
stuff.
Eat
really
food
weird
and
stuff.
try
Weird
stuff.
to you. Common to others.
Label your files correctly. Just but listen. Like, follow the instructions on the submission. Because if I, there's an example usually that says please label it like this, and then you will get people who are mislabeling the files, and then when you download them, they sort improperly. And then people will be like, please attach an MP3 to this email with your submission. That's not that hard. Now you make a mistake and you attach a WAV file, who cares? But if you're like, here's a link to my Google Drive, or a SoundCloud, or some other file sharing that I then have to go try and find, and if you make me try to download something, like a new program, just so I can listen to your audition, no. No. It's too many clicks, and you're gonna get lost, because I can't just download you into the folder with all of the auditions, with all of the other people, and then listen to them by character in order. Because your ears fatigue when you are listening, and so you can only listen, and then if I've already listened to a character, and then your name, the character with an F and your name with an R, and then you're way down here, and I'm like, oh my god, I do not remember now. I don't remember you in the context of this, and don't make me work hard to give you a job. Make it easy for me to hand you the thing that you want. Because then, I'm gonna keep all those files, and I'm gonna hire you later on other things, even if you, and do you. Don't try, I even have people come into sessions, I don't know if you have this, Mike, but I have people come into sessions, and I work with a lot of new people. A lot of new people. And, because I also do a lot of live action dubs, and then almost all of them are new, and they don't know anything. They're actors, but they don't know voice.
They don't have the ADR stuff.
Yeah, they don't have ADR stuff.
Yeah.
So they come in, even when they come in for the job, sometimes they're like, well, I just want to give you what you want. And I'm like, no. I already bought the house, put down the down payment, and signed the papers. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to move into the house.
Right.
That's what I need. I don't need to tell you how to do every line. I need you to like have a point of view.
Yeah,
And
make
even if your
choices.
point of view is wrong for the character or doesn't work for that particular character, if like your audition is good, like you go in a file that is like, oh, this is really interesting, and I keep you. And if I have someone who's just like, I'm doing the thing that I think that it's trying to be, and you just sound kind of like everybody else, and like sort of, you might be like, oh, it's nice, and you'll get on a short list, but you're never gonna win a role. You will never win a role, you're not gonna win the role you went out for, and you're never gonna win another role because it's just vanilla. It's just
Real talk.
how I think this is supposed to be. And you're like, no, I want you. Okay, that's my thought.
Okay.
Label your files, guys. Label them.
Label
properly.
files.
Again, that was getting a bit real. So
Character name. No,
That is very good advice, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
honestly, you'll just, I mean, you won't even get hurt. You're
Also-
like, you're done before you start.
That just goes
I
back
do
to
have a follow-up to label your files.
Yes.
Because sometimes I will receive, and I try to respect everyone's way of doing things, no matter how obsessive it might be. Sometimes I will get like, please label your files. All uppercase, first name underscore last name underscore character reading for underscore which take it is
Yes.
underscore
Yes.
what agency you're with underscore what day it is, but in Roman numerals.
Well,
That's insane.
I mean, I will say that is insane, but I will also say that my best guess on that is that they're automating this, they're automating it because it is you have no idea just the time it takes to like go through the physical submit, like just go grab the submissions and like download everything into all the stuff when you have like 45 people per character and you're doing 7 characters. Like that takes real time. And then if you're doing something that has a bigger pool, it's like not. So I think that they have stuff automated because I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But in those cases, it's even more important because if you mislabel it, it'll miss the automation, and then you never got heard.
Correct. You're
so
the
like,
same as
don't
not
like
audition.
do yourself a favor and let people hand you the things you want in life. Okay,
I love that song.
it's my favorite song.
favorite ever. But yeah, that's a sign for just professionalism in general. Read the instructions, do it right. Don't be a lazy shite.
It's amazing that people don't do that with their car.
Right?
Like a car is like a very expensive thing you can buy, and there's a big instruction manual that comes with it, and most people I know don't ever read that thing. Like that is a huge book of how to use your car and all the quirks and stuff that your car has and what kind of gas.
But why when we can use the smart thingy that tells us in YouTube format?
It's an instruction manual. It's like trying to build
I
IKEA stuff.
literally can Google, hey, my car's broken, and like, did you mean these 14 videos?
Mike, it literally surprises me not at all that you read your car manual.
I was just about to
Not
say,
at all. And I know you have several cars.
little bit on the
100% you've read all of
When I
them.
bought,
I mean, I respect that.
well, I bought a little import car that there's not very many of,
See.
and I'm like, I don't want to break this. I
Yeah.
don't screw it up. I'm gonna read the whole manual.
Yes.
I didn't do that to like the Buick that I had when I was in high school, because I was also in high school. I'm like, I got a car. It's awesome. I put gas in it.
Right.
Oh man, it doesn't work. I'll take it. Someone that'll fix it. And that's just what you do. But at some point, you're like,
oil?
what?
I had a friend that actually had that same sentiment when they got their first car.
Yeah.
And one of the questions they fired back when it first broke down was like, you have to change the oil?
Yes, you do. Man, but back in the day, like you could do that yourself. Like when I was growing up, like I would change the oil. I knew how to like change the oil
Yeah.
and I knew how to flush and change all the fluid
Yeah.
and change like all the cabinet filters and
Mhm.
stuff and tires and stuff. But like now everything's like computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
That one car I have though has 2 forms of theft protection. It's got the little like it would normally have, And it's also the other one is that it's a standard transmission.
Those people cannot drive it. Oh, I want to steal this car so bad.
Oh my God, driving from the 80s or something. I don't get it. This is like covered wagon stuff. I don't understand.
Where do they fit the horses? All right, so on an unfortunate note, I am a horrible host and I have poorly kept track of time. However, this is not the only time you can actually talk to your senpais. We are going to be here tomorrow as well as Sunday. So if in fact, again, I will make more time tomorrow, if you could please stop by. I believe tomorrow's is at 12 to 1. And there will be another senpai chit chat, I believe in this room, because it'll be just as big. So
Excellent.
So yeah. Please come by tomorrow if you didn't get to ask your question. I am very sorry again. I am a horrible host.
And none of that. Give this horrible host a round of applause. You did great. You're not a horrible host. You're so awesome.
Thank you very much. But again, thank you for the applause for me. However, obviously, guys, please give them the appreciation they deserve. You guys, obviously, the reason why you guys thank them. But again, tomorrow, noon to 1, I believe will be another Senpai Chit Chat, and I believe on Sunday it is at 11 a.m., bright and early, guys. But yes, otherwise, thank you very much for coming. One more round of applause on your way out, and please enjoy the rest of your con.